Hello, I'm Robin Gibson, and this is the Harvard House Money Morsel. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell so you get a notification of when we release a new video. I'm sitting today with Willie Pelser. Morning, Willie.
Morning, Robert.
So, Willie, last week we really dealt with Trump. He's in and doing his thing and executive orders left, right, and center. But let's bring the conversation a little bit closer. We've had two pretty interesting data releases locally. Do you want to tell us what they are and what they told us about the local economy?
Yeah. Well, interesting if you say two, but the one I can focus on is retail sales.
Yes.
Highly anticipated numbers because it was up to the end of November. So November, we all know, every year is Black Friday day, but Black Friday month.
Yes.
In South Africa. So actually, the data was well received. So if you look at it on the normal statistics, retail sales up 7.7%, which for the first time in many months is actually a very, very positive number. So underlying to those numbers are breakdown. Clothing, food, hardware stuff, the DIY space, etc., etc. So it's interesting in South Africa. We are a country that likes to clothe ourselves.
Yes.
That space has done substantially well. I think the increase was 16.8% or something. So what I sometimes do with the data is because it's 1 month, you can get anomalies in the system like a Black Friday. So I sort of smooth it for 3 months. So in the 3 months relative to last year's 3 months, we were also up, I think, 8-9%. So it just shows that the momentum is up. And then when we look at the physical rand numbers, sort of from a volume perspective, retail sales is really, really doing well.
Yes.
There are laggards in there. It's interesting to see, but it's the month as well. People don't go out and buy paint and stuff to DIY at home because Christmas is coming up and that type of thing. So you get a bit of anomalies, but very positive. Other stats that we had were sort of updates from retailers. Mr. Price was in the system and clicks, and they basically confirmed the statistics. The interesting one to wait for is actually the December's number. If I look at Mr. Price clicks and those to come, I think we're in for a good season in the retail space.
Well, the second number I was talking about was the inflation numbers, which came in as a positive,
yes.
But I think also in concert with that came in with positive inflation numbers from an American perspective as well. So we're looking almost at a double cut on both sides of the ocean.
Exactly. As I was talking, I realized the other number was the inflation number. So we came in at 3%. If the audience or the listeners will remember, we've got a band of 6 to 3%. So we're at, obviously, on that band. Positive is if it can be lower. I think we're sort of at the bottom of the range. And as you say, in the US, their number is also around a 3%. So there's a tendency for the price inflation in the economies both to be lower. What's actually interesting, if we listen to Trump, we were warned before that if we get these tariffs, it's an inflationary scenario for America itself. Yes. His last few comments is asking the world, especially the Middle East, to lower the price of energy, basically to bring the oil price down. So that's a positive. We've also seen our rand coming back. So they all filter into a lower inflation scenario for ourselves. And, the outcome is next week, actually, in the sense that the Reserve Bank meet on a decision on interest rates. So if I take the retail space into account and I take the inflation into consideration, I think we can get a 25 basis point cut next week. So, barring that he's back, our governor, because he's sitting at the World Economic Forum. So, but they will be back.
I'm sure he'll come in via Zoom.
The meeting's only Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes. So. I saw last night, I picked up overnight that Trump is also putting proper pressure on the Fed. He was talking, inflation rates need to come down. And I think that's been one of the things that sparked we talked about it last week with Michael, a really strong dollar because, maybe this sort of Trump and what have you was going to push inflation, but the pressure is already on from him. Interest rates must come down in the States.
And I think the general scenario around what's happening in the world is we'll stay focused on volatility volatile markets, because as we've seen in the lead up, very volatile, and then Trump's comments are, to some extent, probably toned down to previous conversations. Our Reserve Bank governor is also talking the price level down. He's aiming for a target of 4.5, no bracket, just a single number. And he's warning all unions and everybody, don't try and push the price level up. So from a central Reserve Bank system globally, there is pressure to get inflation as low as possible.
Well, it's nice to see that part of the story we've been talking about, an acceleration locally that probably was initially fueled by the two-pot system, is starting to come through. Willie, thank you for coming and giving us an insight into that. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.